Okay, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Today we are reading from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 8, entitled as Attaining the Supreme, and text number 4. Adibhutam Sharo Bhava Purushas. Oh, you gonna say after me?
No, sorry.
Okay.
Well, it's optional for Booth, so you can go ahead.
Okay. Adibhutam Sharo Bhava Purushachadi Devatam Adhiyagno Aham Evatra Deha Deha Vritambara Dehi Deha Vritambara. So translation and purport goes like that. Especially from Prabhupada ki Jai. Translation. O best of the embodied beings, the physical nature which is constantly changing is called Adibhuta, which is the material manifestation. The universal form of the Lord, which includes all the demigods like those of the sun and moon, is called Adhideva. And I, the Supreme Lord, presented as the super soul in the heart of every embodied being, I am called Adhiyagna, the Lord of sacrifice. Purport. The physical nature is constantly changing. Material bodies generally passes through 6 stages. They are born, they grow, they remain for some duration, they produce some byproducts, they dwindle, and then they vanish. This physical nature is called Adibhuta. It is created at a certain point and will be annihilated at a certain point. The conception of the universal form of the Supreme Lord, which includes all the demigods and their different planets, is called Adidevata. And present in the body along with the individual soul is the super soul, a plenary representation of Lord Krishna. The super soul is called the Paramatma or Adiyagna and is situated in the heart. The word Eva is particularly important in the context of this verse. Because of this word, the Lord stresses that the Paramatma is not different from him. The super soul, the Supreme Personality of Godhead seated beside the individual soul, is the witness of the individual soul's activity and is the source of the soul's various types of consciousness. The super soul gives the individual soul an opportunity to act freely and witnesses his activities. The functions of all these different manifestations of the Supreme Lord automatically become clarified for the pure Krishna consciousness devoted engaged in transcendental service to the Lord. The gigantic universal form of the Lord called Adi Devta is contemplated by the neophyte who cannot approach the Supreme Lord in his manifestation as Super Soul. The neophyte is advised to contemplate the universal form or Virat Purusha, whose legs are considered the lower planets, whose eyes are considered the sun and moon, and whose head is considered the upper planetary system. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swaha Padantikam. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Shradhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishwabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitinamane Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharni Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyati Deshatarani Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Shri Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namo Shri Krishna Krishna Bhutale Srimati Kadamkari Santinamne. So I think, is it your first time here?
Yes, it is.
So do you know anything about Bhagavad Gita?
No,
Have you ever heard?
I've heard of it. But
You heard of it?
Yeah.
So this is a dialogue between two friends, Krishna and his friend Arjuna. So Arjuna, it's a name of a person, and he was not able to perform his occupational duty because he was a warrior, he was a military man, and he was denying to do his duty. So Krishna has to give him spiritual knowledge so he can perform his duty in a spiritual way. Okay, so because you came here for the first time, and we have almost, it has got 18 chapters in Bhagavad Gita, so 7 chapters we have finished. So you can just bear with me. I'll try to make it as simple as possible so you can add something or grab something from it. So at the end of chapter 7, I think there's some here, something. Yeah. Hare Krishna, please come. So at the end of chapter 7, the last 2 shlokas, if you know, Krishna uses some kind of a technical word, okay? And that makes Arjuna to think and have more questions in his mind. It's not that he doesn't know what he's saying. He did grab everything, whatever Lord Krishna said, but just for our benefit, it put something in his mind. Then in the first 2 verses of this 8th chapter, he asked 8 questions. He asked 8 questions, and Krishna answered in 3rd and 4th shloka 7 questions. 6 questions is hard, and 7-8 question he's gonna answer them later on. So is one of the question he was asking about the Adi Bhuta, so which is the material manifestation. Okay, if you read this, if you have heard this purport carefully, Prabhupada is saying, he's our teacher, he just wrote all the commentary on this, Vedic scripture. So he's mentioning that Arjuna, even though he knew everything, but just to clarify and open up more discussion, even though this question he has already been asked and Krishna already been answered those questions, but he wants to know from different angle. Okay, like a chandelier is there. If I ask you to draw a chandelier on your paper, so wherever you are, you will draw the angle you are seeing it, and I will draw from my side, and he will draw from his side, and he will draw from his side. So every angle is very unique to see. So he wants to cover every angle, so make sure, because not everybody understand or look from the same angle. Everybody mind is different, their liking and disliking is different. Okay, understanding of a subject, a particular subject matter, they have a different angles to see. So he just want to cover all the angles. Okay, so the first point here, Lord is saying the material manifestation. It means that whatever is being created in this material world is changing. Is there any example that you can give me what are those things are changing?
Well, the human body.
Yeah, as you said, the human body, in the purport, it says that material body it's not only the human body, it's any material body. Even the dogs are changing, even the cats are changing, even the snakes are changing, even the aquatics are changing, even the trees are changing. Anything is being come under material manifestation, it's meant to change, or it's every second it's changing. But we realize after a long period of time. Like the people, if your mom, she's staying with you since your childhood, you have changed a lot. You were like a baby in her hand, then you grew up, adolescent, now you are a young man, and then you will be like your father, you will be like your grandfather, and when you will leave the body. But it doesn't surprise your mother, the person who's seeing you since childhood or is being with you. For them it's not, but the person who has seen you after 10, 15, 20 years, oh my God, they say, oh, you have changed a lot. For them it's a surprise. But they see you as a young boy, but now they can say, oh, now you have a grown-up man, like a handsome grown-up man. They have so many things to say. So it's not only human thing, anything you see. In 1966, when this storefront was rented, next to that it was a gas station. I just saw the photo. It was a gas station, and our spiritual master, he was standing in front of that gas station. But now there's no more gas station. It is just an apartment. So it's changed. If you go to one place and you go after 1 to 3 years, you will find a lot of things has changed. The road has changed, sign has changed, building has changed, or the hotel you've been, the staff has changed. Maybe some staff is there. So change is a nature of this temporarily material world. Okay, but only a spiritual person recognize it, or he only can see it. But other people think, well, it's a part of life. Of course, it is a part of life. But if this material world is changing, so as you are. So you are changing. So you were a boy, okay, then you became a adolescent, like a teenager, then adolescent, like a young man, and slowly you're gonna change. So one day you're gonna be like an old man, then you're gonna leave the body. So by understanding this temporarily change, an intelligent person asks a question: why am I changing? Is there anything that I can stop this change? Because everybody is working for a permanent thing. Okay, like if you see whatever things we buy in our life, whether it's a phone, a car, or a spouse, or a house, or a job, we always have back of our mind, it should be permanent. Like our partner should be permanent. I don't want to change my partner, And then a car must be permanent. A house must be permanent. A job must be permanent. But we change. We get, quarrel with our partner. We just change the partner. Car breaks down. We change the car. Apartment, if it's our apartment, it's pretty good. If we are paying the installment to the bank on loan, it's good. Otherwise, change. If it's rented, the person will come and he will increase the rent every year. Then you need to change. Clothes, our hair, our colors, our physique. Today we are maybe masculine, but when we get sick, body gets changed. So there are changing. It's just part of this material nature. So what to do? What we gonna do with all these things? And who's gonna understand this? But no, people are seeing it, but they're not gonna think about what we're gonna do about it. They just let it go. Okay, everybody's changing. I'm also changing. Like mind is changing. Decisions are changing. Okay, likes and dislikes are changing. What we used to like, the toys in the childhood, we don't like those anymore. We have another toys. So the things are changing. So that's why the Lord is expanding. That thing is called Adi Bhuta. And the second, he answered the question just like universal form of the Lord. Not only the people of this planet, we have different another planets also. Unlimited planets are there. Galaxies are there. If you have a fan of or a student of science, they say there are unlimited galaxies are there. Unlimited planets are there. Okay, scientists are trying to go there and find out the life, and sometimes they come to the conclusion there is no life. No, there is a life. Because you are a product of this earthly planet, so you don't have access to see the life on another planet. Like water. Can you and me can live in the water? Maybe for a short period of time. Until unless we have our oxygen cylinder going on. It's for 5 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours. That much only we can live. And that's also very hard, because the more you spend time in the water, when you come out, then you can see your skin is just just like a boil or just like a swollen. It's not easy. You cannot live because you are a product of a land. You're meant to live on the land. But there is a body, that body can live in the water. It's called fish body. If the fish lives throughout the whole life, they are born and brought up there. They are just growing. Everything's they are going through. They are born, grow, produce byproducts, dwindling, and they will finish. They are also going through with those changes. Yeah. So these are the understanding we have to have. There is a life in the fire on the sun planet. When we read the Vedic scripture, there is a life in a sun planet. There is a life in the water. There is a life on the earth. There is a life in the air. Can you see? Can you see there is a life in the air? Atoms that we cannot see with our naked eyes. We need a special instrument. Like germs are there, small items are there, Things are there that we cannot see with our naked eyes. We need an instrument to see. So that's why we need an instrument to understand other spiritual subject matter, which are called the books, Vedic scriptures. Otherwise, this type of knowledge you cannot find in your schools and colleges. You need to go to a particular person for a particular teaching. Yeah? And the second thing here, the Supreme Lord. Not many people understand, like in the early 60s, there was a wrong conception due to our science knowledge. They were saying there is no soul in the animal. Animals are meant to be eaten. They are their food. But later on, they did accept it. No, there is a soul, okay? Because the way we also cry when we cut ourselves, the blood comes when we cut the animals, they also cry. The way we have a family, they also have a family. The way we like to eat, they also have an eating habit. They like to sleep, we also like to sleep. They like to produce children, we also like to produce children. The way they want their family members should not be attacked, so they defend, we also do the same thing. So everything is similarity is there. But it just not only that similarity is called a spirit soul. Okay? That soul is inside the particular material body, that's why the body is functioning. But that soul is not alone. The God is also there along with that particular body. It's called super soul in the form of a super. So there are two parties are in the body. Every single material body has got two parties inside. One super soul, one the individual soul. Okay? But here, Prabhupada writes that Vedic scripture says the Lord is comparison to a bird. Okay? There are two birds sitting on a tree. And the tree is compared to the body. And those two birds are compared to the soul and a super soul. So one soul, one party eats the fruit. Okay? But other party doesn't eat. But the other party who doesn't eat, they are witnessing that this party is eating all the fruits. Means when we do any kind of activity, whether it's good or bad, that has been witnessed by the super soul. So anything we do bad or anything we do good, so there are not only just a super soul witness, there are many other witnesses are there. Earth is a witness. Okay, air is a witness. Light is a witness. And there's so many other living entities in the air. Germs, atoms, many others, they are also witnessing. And top of that, the super soul is also the witness over there. So we cannot escape for our mischievous deeds. They are all being documented in our activity. Okay, like I was in Australia for many years, 14 years. You will be surprised to know that there is no traffic police. There is no traffic police at all. There is no departments called traffic police there. Everything is being monitored by cameras. They are there, but they're in the back in the head, but you don't see a people on the road to monitoring. Everything is just monitored by camera. Okay, and there you cannot drive. You cannot cheat. As soon as you go 40 miles to 41 miles, 42 miles at a certain zone, especially school zone or a hospital zone or any other sensitive area, immediately you will be clicked by the cameras and there will be a heavy fine on you. Detecting your points, license points will go away. But the person says, I don't see that. No, I didn't notice. I was on the road. I was alone. No, you were not alone. There are eyes on you. There are eyes on you. I don't know whether if you know or not. There is a casino in Melbourne. It's called Crown Casino. And I was just studying the documentary, and I've been there once, when I was quite young. And I've been seeing that as soon as the person enters into the casino, there is one special camera is focusing on him. So there's so many cameras are there. For every single person, there is a special camera. They are watching all our activities because it's a place of what? Gamble. Okay, and what we do in gambling? Cheating. Gambling means cheating. Okay, so when you play on a certain table, Okay, there is a camera on you. They are watching all your activities, all your hands are moving where, your legs are moving where, your eyes are moving where, what you're doing, everything is being noted. Even though if you are having a fair game with the casino people, okay, as soon as you start doing cheating, immediately you are being caught. And then you cannot say, no, because the other party cannot see, because they are human, they cannot see because they have to play with other 10 players. So they cannot keep an eye on every single player, but there is a camera watching on every single player. Maybe the person can say, the person who's playing with you from the casino side, he can say, sorry sir, I didn't see, but that means sorry, it was unfair. I think I did the right call. Person say, so I didn't do that. No, okay, let's check the camera. So when they check the camera, then they find out what is the truth. So in a similar way, whatever activity we do in our human life here, we go through good or bad, everything is being captured by the camera, and it's a divine camera. It's a camera of the God. Okay, it's a camera of the super soul, witnessing so many other living entities. As soon as we are in the court for the justice, and we say, sorry sir, I never thought I have done it. I think you are making a mistake. Okay, let's bring the camera. And then there is a flashback. See, you were there, you did this, and there's so many witnesses are there. So we cannot deny all those things. Okay, but similarly, only these things can be understood when a person who is on the spiritual path. Otherwise, some people, they just wave off. Have you ever noticed that a person you know for so many years, and you are making some transaction, like some dealing with him, and after some day he said, yeah, I never said that. We have felt it. We have been cheated many times, or we cheated some other party also. I said, I never said that. No sir, you said that. Okay, show me the witness. So there was no witness, only you and me. But if you're nobody, then how can you say I said that? Because the person doesn't want to lose anything. Doesn't want to lose the money, doesn't want to lose any kind of a credit or anything. So he simply denied, I never said that, even though he said that. But it doesn't happen in the case of God and nature, because they work so perfectly. They work so accurately. Every witness is there, everything is there. And now, the Krishna in this particular verse has answered the 3 questions which Arjuna has asked. Okay, and so how important, how relevant these 3 questions are there in our life, which has been answered now in today's particular. First of all, we have to understand, why am I changing? Because the change is there. It says material manifestation is changing. Material manifestation is changing. Now the intelligent person then do we have any permanent solution to it? So he looks for the permanent solution. He looks for the permanent solution. We go outside the house every day for looking permanent happiness. Do we get? It's very flickering. It stays only for a minute, or for half an hour, for an hour, for a day, or for a week, or for a month, for a year. Not longer than that. Because the happiness of this material world comes along with suffering. Because there's always a price tag. We do like things in the market when we go for shopping. We do like, there are some particular jacket, particular jeans, particular shirt, particular dress, skirt. But we like it, but we forget to see the price. When we look up the price are beyond our pocket. It goes our pocket. Even though somehow that if we stretch and buy the stuff, but it gives us a pain. You got it home, you wore it, and somehow there in the subway, you found you got a black grease. Somebody touched it, or it just ripped off, or you sat on a bench where there was a nail, it's ripped off, then it's a pain to your heart. So every enjoyment in this material world, it comes with a suffering. So the person asks for the answer, so why am I suffering? Okay, do we have any solution to it? Can I stop this? That's where the journey of spiritual life starts. Because we are looking our happiness in the wrong places. If you say, my happiness is in casino, gambling area, so the people who are working, they must be more happier than you. You go and ask them. If you're thinking, okay, let me go spend my night in a casino, so I'll be very happy at the end of the day. Okay, the people who are already working here, they must be happier than you. But you go and ask them, they are fully frustrated. They have seen people becoming pauper. They come as a rich man. Okay, they actually come to the casino with happy face. And they go out of the casino with morose face. Because at the end of the day, no matter how much great gambler you are, only the casino wins. How many people go to casino on Friday and Saturday night? Just take an average. 50,000? Take an average.
One casino?
Yeah. Just take an average.
10,000?
Okay, let's 10,000. How many comes as a winner?
5,000. 5?
Sir, it's a good number. So everybody will leave their job and go to the casino. And next day, the number will increase 100,000. If you're saying 5,000 wins. Not even a 5% people wins. No matter how good you are, the person who screams, yes, I won, that gives enthusiasm to the loser to lose more money. Oh, he won. I'm already losing for last 4 hours. Let me try a bit more. Let me put some more betting on it. The more he puts, the more he loses. The more he puts, the more. So it is called the bait. The bait of a illusory energy of Maya. She sets somebody else's example in front of you and she makes you think that you could be the winner, why don't you try? And by the time you try, you start losing the money. And at the end of the day, you come as a beggar. And you can say anything, any more examples are there, you can count all those things. But it doesn't work. Only the intelligent people can think like that. When he takes the shelter of this profound Vedic knowledge, okay, then it opens his eyes, where he gets the knowledge about the karma. Okay, if your karma is good to be a rich, if your karma is good to be a pauper, if your karma is good to be a middle person, anything, it will come, it will unfold in your life. But the intelligent person, he understands this point, he tries to save his time and he spends his time on a spiritual practice. Because he understands no matter how much wealthy am I, how much famous am I, how much rich am I, one day this body will be finished, everything will be finished. And the next lifetime when I will take birth, according to my current activity or previous activity which I did, then I'm going to go into the next body. So where I will start again from zero. Again, if a person has born in a wealthy family, a child still has to go to the school, start from zero. He has to hold the pencil, he has to write 1, 2, 3, 4, A, B, C, D and many other things. He has to start from zero. No matter whether you are a child of a poor man or a wealthy man or middle class man, you have to start from zero. So when we understand all this subject matter and analyze them thoroughly by coming in the association of a spiritual people, spiritual practitioner, others, they opens up our eyes. And the money, it will fall. Whatever it's in our account due to our karma, it will automatically come, no matter what you do. Okay. Have you ever seen in our knowledge in the world that there's so many people are wealthy, they have never been to the school. But they have kept doctors, IT softwares, architects, drivers, those who have been studied in the schools and colleges. I know many. You just search on a Google and check it out. There's so many people are there. Like Bill Gates. How much has he studied?
I think he dropped out of college.
Dropped out of the college. Dropped out of the college. And whom he gave the job? People who have studied in Oxford and Harvard and many others, wealthy people. He has kept them to work. Sure or not? Am I joking or not? If you just check it out on Google, you'll find that there's so many people, they have hardly been studied. Something they have studied. But they're so wealthy, they have kept people, those who have studied so hard. Why is that so? That's where the karma jumps in. Okay? A person who is very, very handsome, but is very poor, hardly he gets any girl. But a person who is very ugly and is very wealthy, there's a line for him. This is all karma. This is all karma. So these are the important subject matter that we have to understand and do it. And here, the last point I would like to mention here, that about the Adi Yagya, where they're saying there are many people or many spiritual organizations, they mention that you have to focus on a water, you have to focus on a fire, you have to focus on a chair, you have to focus on something which you like, that is your meditation. When we talk about spiritual subject matter, the object and a subject must be spiritual. Water is material. Something you like, that is material. Sun is material. Anything you name it, this is all material. So if you are talking about the meditation, the subject matter has to be completely spiritual. For them, here, scripture says that the people, those who cannot appreciate the personal form of the Lord, that Lord also have spiritual body, he also have 2 eyes, 2 hands, 2 legs, he also have feelings, he also have emotions, he also have likes and dislikes, he also have friends, parents, family, children, everything. Who does not appreciate all these things, for them it's been said you have to understand this whole universal form in the form of planets, in form of other living entities. Understand they are part and parcel of the Lord, and you meditate upon them. Because when they gradually appreciate, okay, when they become matured as per their practice goes upward, okay, then they start understanding, no, there is a personal form of the Lord. But not many people appreciate, oh, if the Lord has a form, so that means you are trying to make him in a limited area. Means he is limited, but Lord is unlimited. Yes, he is unlimited. He is unlimited through his different energies. He is unlimited in his expansion. He can expand to any limit, but he also have a form. But those people don't who understand this form, for them these things are there. Have a look here. The neophyte is advised to contemplate the universal form or Virat Purusha, whose legs are considered the lower planets. So there are 14 planets are there. We are in the center. We are on the Earth planet. 6 are down, 7 are up. So how do we see? Just see the bottom planets as Lord's legs, whose eyes are considered as the sun and moon. And if you see a sun and moon in the sky, you understand, oh, they are the eyes of the Lord. So you appreciate in relation to the spiritual life, in relation to something spiritual. And whose head is considered the upper planetary system. But this is incomplete. This is not a complete knowledge. As I said, Krishna, he wants to give answer from the many angles. In the class, when a teacher speaks, okay, not everybody understands the subject matter in one go. There are some intelligent people, they do understand, but some people, they ask questions, sir, whatever you said, I didn't understand the half of the part. Do you mind giving some more example to make us understand in a very easiest way? And he gives more. But there are some other students, those don't even understand at all. For them, teacher has to give the easiest example and the most easiest example. After giving the easiest of the easiest, they don't understand. So what's the hope of those students? It's very difficult. So everybody's level of understanding, their mind, their intelligence it varies. Okay, not everybody stands on the same platform. So the Vedic scripture helps everybody. Okay, you cannot understand this, you do practice this. You have understood this, now you jump to this practice. Now you have matured to this level, now you practice this. So there is always a scope for the higher understanding. It says there is always a room for improvement. It is not that it is the best. No, there is always a room for improvement. In my school, my teacher, if somebody gets a 10 out of 10 score, she never gives 10 out of 10. She has a philosophy to say after this. She says, if I give a person 10 out of 10, the person will stop improving himself, stop practicing, because he thinks I'm perfect. I don't have to do anything. 10 out of 10, I got it. And he will stop practicing because he thinks he's perfect. But if you give him 9.5 or 9, he will always work harder next time. I'm going to get 10, I'm going to get that, and he will never lose his practice. He will always look forward to do more and more. That's what the spiritual life is there. There's always more, because the spiritual subject matter is unlimited. It's only been practiced from the first step. First step is always harder. It says once you take that step, the journey becomes smoother slowly. If you have started any work, the day of your school, the day of your college, the day of your office, the day of your own business, okay, it's always harder. What will happen? If somebody will come or not? Am I going to succeed or not? Many options are there. But when you do it, then you can see slowly you are climbing on a path of success. So that's why the spiritual life is there. Maybe some subject matter, it looks very fancy to us in the beginning, but when we take the shelter of these Vedic scriptures, this knowledge, then we can slowly understand. Because there is always a time. If something is very valuable, it takes time. So what's your job? What you do as a profession?
I started recently, but I'm working as an IT consultant.
IT consultant. So how long it took you to be a IT consultant?
You mean to get the job or?
To be a like qualified IT consultant.
Like education.
Education in terms.
Oh, right. I would say it's ongoing. You know.
It's ongoing, okay.
Yeah.
But still.
But I.
Any time frame?
I've put in, let's say, 3 years.
Are you sure?
Maybe a little more.
Okay, let's make it 6 years. But still, I will say, are you sure?
It's hard to say.
Okay, let's put it on at 10 years. Still, my question is, are you sure?
Well, I'm not sure that it's that much.
Let me tell you the answer. The day you start holding the pencil or a pen in your hand. That's where it started. It took you that long. How old are you now? 35? 30?
35.
35, okay? So it took you 35 years. The time, because before your 3 years, there was a pre-qualification to get in there. So you passed that class. To get into that class, you pass the previous one. The way you come down slowly, the day you start going to the school. That's why you start holding your pencil and a pen, start writing, start making cross and rounds and here and there. And then slowly you started learning A, B, C, D alphabet. Then you started learning the spellings. Then you started learning the sentences. Then that's where slowly, because there's a whole foundation is there. It's not that you just come up, okay, I just want to be IT consultant like that. No, there is a whole years of hard work is there. That's why if you want to be a good spiritual practitioner, there is a number of years counts that you have spent, number of hours you have spent. To pass one class, how much hours have you spent in our study whole year? 6-7 hours a day, yes? 365 days for 6-7 hours a day. Only just in the school, but when you come back home, then you do some homework, you do some practice at home also. So almost 12 to 15 hours a day you study to pass the one class. So do you think how much time do we need to study the spiritual subject matter? Infinite. But still, there is a hope. Start something from the small. Start take a book, buy a book, read 1 or 2 pages, meditate upon them, see how the things are unfolding in your life. Because this is not a this is not a material subject matter. This is a spiritual subject matter, and it works completely different. It works completely, but it gives you a permanent happiness. You are walking, you are leading towards a permanent happiness. That's what we all looking for. We always want to be happy. We don't need things to be depend upon to be happy. You can see the whole market is down there. You buy this iPhone, new upgrade, you'll be happy. You buy this jacket, you'll be happy. You buy this car, you'll be happy. You buy this house, you'll be happy. You go to this matrimonial, what do you call, searching for partner site, you will be happy. Come on. You will never be happy in those places because the place itself is proving wrong. As I said, person wants to go to the casino to be happy. The people who are working there, so that means they're supposed to be very happy because they work there, but they're miserable. You ask doctor, are they happy? They're treating no. When they see the people suffering, how they cry and how they pray to them, I don't want to die. Please save me. They can't do it. They are helpless. They are just doing their job. They cannot give life. They only can try. They try. Like people say, oh, you work in a bank, so must be you'll be very wealthy. What do you mean? I work in a bank. I don't own the bank. Even though I do own the bank, the money does not belong to me. It belongs to the customer. Even though if you are a manager also, some people have a wrong conception. Oh, you own a fuel station, you own a gas station. That means you'll be very wealthy. It's meant to sell, so I can do my livelihood by selling those gas fuel. It's not that I'm gonna eat or drink or gonna use for my own consumption. It's meant to sell. So that's why these things are there. Okay, I'll stop here and I'll see if anybody has any questions or comments that I can unfold many other discussions on this.
So you mentioned, I guess there are 14 planets or 14 levels of planets?
Yeah.
And are they all in the same place, sort of, or are they in like different places?
They are, just see, suppose they are in the air, okay? They are in the air. But have you ever been satellite? Have you seen the satellite? Yeah, you can see the satellite, and when they capture the photo, so they can see the earthly planet. It's like a round shape. So in a similar way, the other planets is like Mercury, Jupiter, and many others they are on a different distance because the energy level and many other things, it varies from planet to planet. It cannot be the same. That's why they are on different, and they have a different duration of lifestyle. It changes a lot. Yeah, it changes a lot. So they are in the sequence. You can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 like that. So they are, or it could be like here and there, but they are top of each other, and they spins around. And they spins around. Some planet do, some planet don't do. So if you want to read, so we do have a book called Srimad Bhagavatam. So it has got a detailed information in there in Canto 5. So there are 12 books are there, and the 5th book explains the all planetary systems, how it works, what are their dimension, what are the peoples live there, what are their mentality, what they think, what they do. Everything is detailed mentioned over there. So if you are really into planetary system, you can go and just look into that.
Cool. Yeah. Thanks.
No worries. Anything else? Do you have any comments?
Everything is very nice.
It's always Srila Prabhupada. He just made the things so easily available. Whether you don't know, Bhagavad Gita, practically or originally it's in a Sanskrit language. So our teacher, Srila Prabhupada, he translated and made it easy to the Western people. so easy, so they can easily grasp, they can easily understand, and they can easily practice. Because the knowledge is meant for everybody. It's not like it's for like Indians or Asians, Chinese, Australians, Canadians. No, whoever wants to be happy in this material world and after the material world, when they're gonna leave the body, must read this book. It's a torchlight in our life. When people have no way to look upon, please look upon Bhagavad Gita, and Bhagavad Gita will guide you to the right path. That's why it's very nice. Yeah, please go ahead.
Also, you were speaking about the preparation that leads to where one is today in one's pursuit of achievements in this world.
Yeah.
And you also made some comparison to what one does to prepare to achieve spiritual knowledge or realization of one's relationship with Krishna, of God. And I was thinking, perhaps you would like to say something about one verse that came to my mind when you were just making this comparison, which is in the second chapter. Krishna says, Neha prakabo nashosti prativayo nividite swapamapya siddharmasya trayate mahatovaya. Right, that even a little bit of advancement on this spiritual path, it will save one from the greatest danger, and we'll never lose the benefit that would.
Yeah, there is no loss and diminution on the path of this bhakti.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I was wondering if maybe you comment on this.
A comment on this, yeah. One time, a reporter in America came to Prabhupada and he asked Prabhupada, you people are living a spiritual life and you're talking about to meet Krishna, okay? Meet Krishna after this life. Guess what, if there is no Krishna after this life?
What happens?
It was a question of a journalist to Srila Prabhupada. He said, you people do spiritual practice, yeah? You are monks. You do practice spirituality and you teach it, and you're talking about attaining or gaining your love, awakening your love towards Lord Krishna. Guess what? If you are wrong and there is no Krishna after the life, then what? Then Srila Prabhupada says, so what? We are not in loss. Okay, we are having a good time. Okay, we are not sinful. We are not hurting anybody. We are waking up early in the morning. We are chanting our round. We are peaceful. We are trying to help other people, those who are in LSD, in other bad habits. So we are trying to save the world in that way. But my question back to you, guess what? If there is Krishna after this life, then what would you do? Then you are in loss. Make sense or not? So in either way, we are in benefit. If you see, before coming to Krishna consciousness, starting this bhakti yoga, this spiritual path, we were addicted to many bad activities. We were so envious to the people, and first of all, we were so envious to ourselves. We didn't even know. We were so envious. Still, if people who doesn't practice spirituality, they are very envious to others. They are very envious to themselves also. They don't even know how much they are hurting themselves, internally and externally. Okay, so those parts we cannot differentiate. A person who is not on the spiritual path, he cannot differentiate what is good and what is bad for him. That was the era when Srila Prabhupada landed in America. What's the era where the youth was completely mad and they had no vision what they're gonna do in their life. And whole American government, they were just searching out for the solution. And parents were complaining to the universities, to the schools and colleges. They were the children of the richest people, in America. They were just loitering in the street, taking drugs and many other nonsense they were doing. They were really fed up with their, wealthy lifestyle or whatever you just want to. They were looking for something something not material, something spiritual. So somebody guided them, take LSD. They took, because that was the only knowledge was there. Until Prabhupada came, Prabhupada gave them the real wealth, the wealth of spiritual knowledge. The first beginning start, it's with you are not this body, you are a spirit soul. Prabhupada challenged. He was in University of Massachusetts, yeah, it was there. University of Massachusetts. He straight away started his lecture hammering on one thing. Is there any department? You can come inside. Yeah. He's coming. So he just challenged with one line. Is there any department in your college which teaching you about the soul? Everybody was silent. The principal was there, the dean was there, the facilitator, faculties were there, students were there. Nobody answered anything. It says you people are being cheated by the schools and colleges. They are only teaching you how to look after your body. But let me tell you, you are not the body. You are in the body. That's why in today's verse, Lord Krishna started by saying, "Oh, best among the embodied soul." Let me check for you. He uses the word, text number 4. Oh, best of the embodied beings. Means the person who is in the body, the person who practices spiritual life, he is being considered the best among the human beings. Because now he has started thinking about the material lifestyle. Now he's thinking about the spiritual lifestyle. So he's the very rare and very fortunate soul. So we are always never being lost. And those people who has come out of the material life to spiritual life, they always says, yes, this is the best life. This is a completely best. We are never lost in any way. My health is good. My mind is so focused and strong. Okay, my intelligence is so sharp. I can see what is good and what is not good for me. Okay, many things they can do, and not that they can do for themselves, they can help their other family members and they can help the society also. Now this yoga has been, this meditation has been become so popular in a Western world, but in a very wrong way. Big companies, they have pass a rule or a law in their company. Before you start your work, you have to do 15 minutes or 20 minutes of meditation. Because they have found in a survey, the person who was doing meditation before starting their job, they have given a best performance, and the market share of their company has been raised because they have been so focused. But that's not the goal of doing yoga and meditation. You know, if a yoga and meditation can give you a material benefit, just think how it's going to give you the spiritual benefit, how big. Because we are using the spiritual knowledge to live a peaceful material life. It will give you, no doubt, it will give you. But it's not what we are meant for. It is something beyond that.